To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chris, and you're listening to a podcast that believes in dreams, that places trust in the magic of imagination, that is always the first star to the right, and where the light in the window is always on. Join as we discuss the views from Walt's apartment.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another live edition of Walt's Apartment Podcast. We are so excited. We have special guests tonight. We have a return tonight. There's so many exciting things happening tonight. Let's go around the room, say hello to everyone. Let's start with Joey from Mr. DU Podcast. How you doing, buddy?
Good evening. How's it going? Glad to be here.
Didn't see you last week because I wasn't here. Thank you guys for, was last week I wasn't here? Yeah, last week I wasn't here. Thank you guys for holding down the fort. Appreciate it. Yeah. How was the hockey game?
It was a lot of fun, minus the loss, but
yeah,
it was cool. A lot of D23 events are well done. Could have been a little bit more Disney throughout the game. We talked about that on Extra Magic Hour, but it was fun. Hockey, in my opinion, is the best sport to see live. So it was cool. Perfect.
Hockey is a blast to watch in person. I was saying a couple weeks ago when Kim was on, I went to the Mighty Ducks second game ever when they were still Disney. And you talk about Disney at that time. Everything was Disney. It was all, every break was a freaking, advertisement for Disneyland, everything. We also have Courtney here, Neverland Clubhouse Extra Magic Hour. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good.
I needed Courtney here tonight because of our conversation we're going to have tonight, and we're going to have some fun conversation. It's time to put mad. It's time to put a pin in the longest running topic on this show, and we'll get to that in a second. But then we also have from OG55, we have George, the Disney Italiano. How are you doing, buddy? Welcome in.
Doing good. So glad to be on here, joining you guys. I love interacting, with different podcasts and YouTubers and talking about all the stuff that we all have in common, and that's the love of Disney. So it's always a good time.
I don't know if it's going to be that conversation as much tonight, but we're gonna have that conversation. But so I put in our Discord last week. Welcome in. You have your I'm sorry, OG55 YouTube. Citrico Center. I know. Don't worry. I know. I got it. Citrico Corner, right? Centrico. I apologize. I even have it.
Yes, Citrico Central.
I even have it right here. We have this beautiful picture of George, a shirtless George for his logo, with a drink in his hand. Citrico Central, the sister channel to OG55. OG was going to be here, but has lost power and is trying to get on if he can. Now, we're going to talk about, I put in our Discord, we're going to talk about Snow White this week. And I asked some questions of Snow White. And obviously, when you start talking about princesses, you have to, she's been gone for a month. And then all of a sudden she says, today, I'll be there tonight. I'm like, well, of course, we're talking about princesses. And we can't talk about princesses without the podcast Princess Sam. Welcome back. How are you? How you been? What's up with life? How's things?
Things are good.
We missed you.
I missed you guys.
Yeah.
I missed you guys. I had a lot of texts actually from people like, I missed your face. Where have you been?
Right.
So that made me feel really good.
I get the same text. Where the hell's Sam? Those are the texts that I get. So
no, stop. No, but honestly, I've been podcasting essentially for 6 years straight, and I just was like, I am at this burnout level right now. I just need to take some time to reset, take care of things in my personal life, work on some other goals I had going, and just survive kindergarten for a little bit.
Slay some fish.
I haven't been catching much, so there's that.
You're getting ready for your trip to California as well, too.
For sure. Kelsey said I borrowed her. Sorry.
Okay. Well, we're taking her back now, Kelsey, and we'll still see you in Medford, Oregon, right? Road Comic-Con.
You will.
For 6 weeks. Oh my gosh, that's so close.
6 weeks. May 17th and 18th, right?
Yes, the same weekend of the 70th anniversary kickoff. Great job, Disney. Thanks a lot for messing up my plans, but hey, it's all good. We have some fun topics. Welcome back, Sam.
Thank you.
George,
Hey,
welcome in. You gotta tell us, George, where can we find you on all the social media? Because it's the best thing ever. Let's go.
Absolutely. You could find me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Disney George. You could also find me on Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky under the Disney Italiano. And of course, you could find me on my home base on Orange Grove 55 with Citrus Corner with all that sweet, juicy, but sometimes sticky Disney news and info. And you could also find me on my new YouTube channel, Citrico Central, sister channel to Orange Grove 55.
Absolutely.
Nice. I like the Inglorious Bastards, the
Yes.
Dominic DeCoco.
Glad to have you in here. So before we get into beautiful Miss Snow White, we got some questions here first. We have Lewis's sup motherfuckers. Hey Lewis, how you doing? Good to see you,
What's up,
buddy.
Blue? What's up, El Money?
Hey.
Entertainer says, welcome back, Sam.
Hey,
and
Entertainer.
Sean and Sam. I was only gone for a week. Sam was gone for a while, but it's all good. It's all good.
Thank
We're
you.
back. Entertainer has a question here. At Joey, at Sean, speaking of hockey, the Mighty Ducks, it's too bad the Mighty Ducks Game Changers can't be found anywhere on streaming since Disney Plus removed it. Agreed.
Mhm.
It's too bad that
Yeah,
everything they
agreed.
canceled
It
can't
was
be
sad to see
found.
it go.
So,
Yeah.
Sasquatch says, hi,
That's
everyone.
a lot of work just disappeared.
Hi, everyone. Go Dodgers. I completely agree with you. Sasquatch? Yes.
I don't Sasquatch.
Thank you, Amanda and
We're in
Kevin.
the
Miss you,
park.
buddy.
Good to have you back, Sam.
I'm gonna say that's Amanda because Kevin's probably like, "Oh, Sam, what?" No, I'm just kidding.
What?
Hi, Kevin. Hi, Kevin.
Or
Hi,
they're
Amanda.
driving back.
They're
They're
at
at Disney.
the parks.
They
at the
are. They're
park.
having a good time.
Today is Nurses Day, April 2nd. They're in Disneyland for Nurses Day at the park. They also were part of the trade. Was it a trade show or like I think it was a
Expo.
trade show? Yes, expo yesterday. Disneyland Hotel,
It's an expo.
first time ever where in the park items were sold on Disney property, which is very, very cool and exciting.
Proud
I
of
talked to
them.
them in the middle of the day. They said it was
Very
going pretty
proud.
well. So I hope it went for them.
That's good.
And
Yeah, Amanda
Entertainer
needed
says-
a day off after.
Hope it was
hosting last week.
lucrative.
yeah. Entertainer says, George, you sound like you have a nice voice for radio and podcasts.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I pretty much, do it for a living. So I'm
There
glad
you
my
go.
voice actually
go.
works out for us. So thank you very much. Appreciate it. And
Well,
It's
also
an Italiano accent.
yeah, it's the Italiano.
Yeah.
It's all about respect. Forget about it.
How's California treating you so far?
I absolutely love it. I basically slipped in like a glove.
Nice.
To have Disneyland in my backyard,
Yeah.
to be able to go and play whenever I want, and especially too with both channels of Orange Grove 55 and Citrico Central. I mean, it allows me to do the podcast form on Orange Grove 55 and then the in-park vlogging. That's for
Sure.
Citrico Central. So
I'm liking it so far. I was actually driving last week when I was off, and I watched yours and Abby's instant reactions to Snow White, which kind of triggered this whole thing about I want to have a discussion. That's why I reached out to you guys last week and said, hey, let's get you on because I want to talk about Snow White, and we're talking about all of Snow White. But first, before we get into that, I don't even know if this is Disney related. I don't care if it is Disney, but actually it is because Disney owns Touchstone. Disney owns
He was in
Touchstone, which and Tombstone was the greatest movie ever. So Val Kilmer passed away yesterday.
He's also in Lucasfilm because he was in Willow.
That's right. That's right.
Which
But
is
yeah.
another sad thing that is no longer on Disney Plus.
100%.
Mhm.
But yeah, I was doing some
Well, the
stuff with
movie is
Lewis.
not the TV show.
Right. I was doing some stuff with Lewis last night, and I saw David from our podcast posted "Rest in Peace, Val Kilmer." I'm like, nah, gotta be April Fools. And I told David, I told Lewis, I said, damn, Val Kilmer died. He goes, no, he's been dead for a little bit. I said, no, I don't think so. And then we checked, and we both were Google, like, holy shit, he passed away. So 65 years old. Dude, Val Kilmer is one of the coolest. I'm actually watching Top Gun because it's just that kind of day. But he was such a good actor. My favorite movie of all time is Tombstone. So not without question. You asked me, I mean, Doc Holliday made that movie. So I guess my question for all of you guys is we'll go around real quick, and I want you guys to tell me what your favorite Val Kilmer movie was, or Val Kilmer role. And why are you shaking your head no?
Too many.
Well, you got to pick one. You got to pick one. You got to pick. Okay, I'll give you two, Joey. How's that? So, but I will say. So, George, we'll start with you. What's your favorite Val Kilmer movie?
So I definitely have to agree with Joey. I mean, there's like so many that I could literally just list off, and the obvious
Oh
one
God,
I can easily say for me is Top Gun and Tombstone. However, I'm going to mention a movie that a lot of people may not have known that he has done or haven't talked about. It's a quirky kind of slapstick comedy called Top Secret.
Fuck yes,
Absolutely love that movie.
Great movie. Great movie. Yeah, it's. I honestly forgot that he played Jim Morrison until I was like looking at all the posts and stuff. I honestly forgot that he even played, because I'm so enthralled with Tombstone. I mean, that there's no better role than Doc Holliday. I don't think.
Okay, bye, Sean. It was nice for you to start the show for us. We'll see you later.
Yeah.
Did I already?
You're
Indiana Wi-Fi.
You're
Anyway,
frozen.
I'm back.
Indiana Wi-Fi. That was definitely
Stockton
Stockton Wi-Fi, my guy.
Yeah. Well, it's between gunshots and whatever, we get Wi-Fi, so it's all good. Top Secret is a great movie. There's not one. I think it's one of his first movies, actually, too.
It's one of his first movies.
Douglas says Islands of Dr. Moreau.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's like, it was like a movie kind of like, risky at the time, but I mean, especially like coming off of like the director for like Airplane, and
I was just it's like Airplane-ish. That the movie's Airplane-ish,
and everything.
Yeah.
So that,
I mean, he did do Planes too.
Yeah. So Sam, favorite Val Kilmer movie?
So, I don't disagree with Lou saying Tombstone.
That's the truth.
But I had to just double check because I was like, wait, was that him or was that not him? I just had to double check. But The Adventures of Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn. He played Mark Twain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Court, how about you?
The only one I really saw was Batman Forever. So I love him as
He's
Batman.
a great Batman too.
I like him as Bruce Wayne better than Batman. Well, he's a better Bruce Wayne than Batman, but I still like Batman Forever. Just because I was of the age. And then I feel really honored that I got, The Saint is a good movie too. But I feel really honored because I got to see him live at the Kodak Theater in the Ten Commandments.
Really?
So, that's
awesome.
Yeah, and he played the Charleston Heston character of Moses. So that was really special to see him too. And we got a Q&A after, like he did a Q&A afterwards.
Was he nice?
That we got to be a part of.
Was he a nice guy?
He's super nice. Yeah.
Which actually, I have to add into that because you had mentioned that he played live Moses, but he also was the voice of Moses in DreamWorks' The Prince of Egypt, which was another,
and yes, I've seen The Prince of Egypt too. Yeah. Well, my dance teacher growing up was in the Ten Commandments. She was one of the slave dancers in the movie. So that was, and one of the little boys that went to my studio was in the show, and that's how we got to go and do a Q&A with Val Kilmer.
All right. I did see like his last Instagram post was like just a couple of days ago. He actually put on the Batman mask. Someone has showed that was like his last social media post. Pretty cool. But Joey, I need give me. I'll give you two, buddy.
He had throat cancer, so
yeah.
So I'm glad because everything that's been mentioned already, I don't have to say. Tombstone, The Saint, Willow, Ghost in the Darkness is an awesome freaking movie. I love that movie with Michael Douglas. So I'm gonna just go with the ones, a few that haven't been mentioned. His role in Heat, the movie with Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, the cops and robbers movie. So awesome, and for him to draw, in the height of his career, to take that role, kind of be a secondary character. I was just telling Courtney last night his role in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. That was, in my opinion, Robert Downey Jr.'s real comeback movie right before Iron Man.
Yeah.
So, and Val Kilmer is epic in that movie. And I'm just gonna do one more, and it's one of those. If you don't know he's in the movie, you wouldn't know. But he actually played Elvis in True Romance. And I don't know if you guys know that movie. It was a movie written by Tarantino, but it wasn't directed by him, with Patricia Arquette and Christian Slater. but he was Christian Slater's conscience of Elvis. But throughout the entire movie, he was blurred. You didn't even see him. You just heard his voice, saw his
Oh.
silhouette,
wow.
and such an awesome role that you didn't even know it was him. So
That's awesome.
I'll say,
and one thing
ahead.
I just got one more thing. My
You're
buddy worked with somebody that actually went to film school with him, and he said that as good of an actor he is, he was even a better director. So it's kind of sad we never got to see too much of him behind the camera.
yeah.
But this one hurts. It really hurts.
Oh, no, it really does. His role in Maverick, just his little small role in Maverick. I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, just because at that he wasn't faking that he couldn't talk. He really couldn't talk. He hasn't been able to talk since like 2014 because he had throat cancer and stuff. And I mean,
He had throat cancer.
yeah, 65 years old, and
It was tough for him.
yeah. Not to mention, no one has mentioned MacGruber.
MacGruber? He was in
MacGruber.
That's
MacGruber?
Kevin there.
Yeah, that's got to be Kevin. Absolutely. But yeah,
Yeah, that has to be Kevin because I know Amanda didn't see MacGruber.
we had to touch on that. Yeah, Val Kilmer is just a freaking stud, man.
Yeah.
So who here has actually seen Snow White? That's me and George. Just me and George. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I want to take our first break. We're going to come back. We're going to dive into the whys, the whats, and we're going to spoil the movie because don't worry, not many of you have seen it. So I'm going to spoil it for you because no one's
I'm okay
seen
with
it.
that. I'm okay.
That's
with
totally
that.
fine. So I'm
I'm
actually,
okay.
I'm actually.
I mean, I'm going to
lollygagging.
see it, but on Disney Plus. But
Of course,
Yeah,
that's
that
where it
part.
should have started. I think George said
That
that last
part.
night on their live.
Mhm.
Let's do this. We'll come back. Let's hear from Where in the Park, and we'll be right back.
Hey fam, what scavenger hunt are you doing?
Well, we are doing Where in the Park.
Do you guys know We're in the Park? Because we do.
We do.
So how you play this is that they give you a deck of cards with an image on it, and you get to look around and see where in the park that is.
And they're fun. So if you like to find stuff, this is what you need to do.
The amazing game, Where in the Park, right here.
If you're a seasoned Disney park goers as we are, it's a fun, challenging even for the hardcore Disney parks fan.
We have played the Where in the Park games that
Yep.
we felt like, ooh, we got
Still
this
a
in
challenge.
the bag. Oh no, yeah, still a challenge, a fun challenge though, not an impossible challenge.
Check
yeah,
them
really
out.
They get really close to details, and you're like, I have never even seen that. I don't even know.
Where in the park have I seen that?
The great thing about these is that they're not in attractions and they're out in the open places. It's meant for families to play.
Besides people who've been there a lot, it's fun for people that are new to the parks as well, because you catch some of those details that you would probably miss when you're first going.
So there's images that you are finding on one side of the card, and then the other has the hint and the answer that you can reveal if you choose to.
Before it was just the hint and the answer, but now if you really want the land,
It'll tell you
they'll
where.
give you the land for an extra hint. You guys can take as long as you wish without the hint.
Yeah.
Without the hint, it's hard.
But that's what makes it fun.
But they do not just do Disney parks, obviously. What other parks do you guys actually cover?
Universal and
yeah.
all that good stuff.
East Coast, West Coast, and they're
Yes.
continuing to expand even more after that.
Check them out, whereinthepark.com, if you need to get some game packs. They are so much fun.
We appreciate Where in the Park.
They're awesome.
We love
Kevin and
that.
Amanda.
Get you some Where in the Park today.
Hell yeah.
Use promo code Walt's APT Podcast to save 10% at whereinthepark.com.
All right. We're in the park. Amazing. We love them. I'm glad that Amanda has set up there their event was successful. Congratulations on that. Big things to come from them. They've also done some other things too that are coming out that are coming from them soon that I'll let Amanda share when she wants to share that. But they got some cool stuff coming up. Lewis, when did you see it? We just talked last night. And did you see it today?
That's impressive if Lou has seen it, because y'all know that Lou complains about the closest movie theater being over an hour away, and he doesn't go to see movies very often. So
Okay, so I want to get into this, and I put in our Discord and I asked, "Hey, who is?" I'm so getting that.
she's
from
getting
the-
Where in the Park.
Beautiful. Make sure you use Walt's APT Pod as your bargain code.
Yeah.
And you'll help out the show. We appreciate that, Kelsey. Snow White. Like I said, I watched George and Abby's instant reaction from the movie last week, and George said it was okay. He said it was okay. I went and saw it Sunday night after it came out. There was 5 people in the theater. It was 10 o'clock at night, but there was 5 people in the theater. So there was. I'll just start off by saying I thought it was horrible. I thought it was so bad. Not for the reason everyone is complaining about the movie. The story was awful. The highlight of the movie for me, and I know no one's going to want to hear this, the highlight of the movie for me was Rachel Ziegler. She did a great job. She's an amazing singer. She's an awesome singer.
I don't doubt that.
That's about it. Gal Gadot is not a good singer. Not at all, but it was brought to my attention that the actual queen could not sing either. And I watched the movie. I watched Snow White today, and that's true. The actual.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Who was more fair looking, Gal Gadot or Rachel Ziegler?
A whole nother topic that was discussed last night on OG55's live show for about an hour. But Gal Gadot was, and we can touch on that topic in a little bit because I know that we've talked about other topics. We talked about the topic of like Little Mermaid. We talked about Little Mermaid, with Halle Berry. You know, this was different.
Halle Bailey.
Exactly.
Bailey.
Whatever it was, she did a great job. This was different than that.
Question.
Snow White. It just wasn't good. I will give you some spoilers of the movie. The biggest spoiler that pissed me off, I verbally got upset in the theater. Towards the end of the movie, Dopey spoke, which I thought was just the completely ruined the movie for me. Completely ruined the movie for me because Dopey's not supposed to speak. Dopey is not to talk. And then you come to find out at the very end, Dopey is the freaking narrator of the whole thing. I thought it was Josh Gad narrating until I saw Dopey speak. I'm like, what the hell? Why is Dopey talking? Dopey, there's no reason Dopey shouldn't talk. I was angry. It sucked.
Would you say you were grumpy?
I give it a 5 out of 10. And that's just because, like I said, visually, it was okay. Okay, so I thought until I watched the original today for the first time in like 20 years that the dwarves looked really, really creepy. Don't get me wrong, they still look very, very creepy, all CGI'd up. But the actual real dwarves, not real because there's no, but the dwarves from the movie look pretty damn creepy as well. So it was just weird. I know, like last year they put out that picture when
I thought they were cute.
They made.
I thought they were cute.
And the original?
Yeah.
And the animated?
100%. No, I was watching that movie today and I'm like, holy shit, this is the first animated cartoon ever. And this is like such a good, high quality movie. I mean, and how the hell did they come up with? I mean, this just shows you the genius that Walt Disney was to come up with all of that idea. Absolutely amazing. The songs, everything. But so the songs in this, so Whistle While You Work, she sings with the dwarves instead of the animals. Thought that was really weird. It's just, I think George had mentioned, and something I saw on their channel, last year they showed that picture of, Snow White and the 7 mysterious whatevers they were.
7 mythical creatures.
All those people on sticks.
Yeah, mythical creatures.
Those people on sticks were the bandits. They weren't. Now that you look at it, I think George, did you see it on your show? It was the bandits, right? On that one.
Yeah, they were the bandits. So I don't know. I can't confirm or deny that when they released or leaked that photo, if that was originally going to be the dwarves, and then they saw that there was backlash with that, so they kind of, instead of wasting the actors' time of releasing them, they gave them roles and they became the bandits. Or if the fandom went all, excuse my language, ape shit, and like just assumed that they were going to be the dwarves, but they really weren't going to be. It was going to be the bandits regardless. But yeah, as I had mentioned on as I had mentioned on Citrico Central, like when we did our out of the theater reaction, I actually got that off of another great podcaster, Christian Harloff. I'm a huge fan of his when he does his out of theater reactions. So that's what kind of gave me the idea to do that, because I felt like I wanted to get all my thoughts out at once, and I was, trying to do that within like a 10-minute frame.
Right.
But I actually agree with you, Sean. I give it 5 out of 5. I didn't hate the movie.
You mean 5 out of 10?
5 out of 10, yeah.
Okay, you said 5 out of 5. I'm like, damn.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry. 5 out of 10. Excuse me. Yeah. Right. I didn't love the movie, but I didn't hate it as how I thought I was going to. The songs I actually enjoyed, I think, out of everything, minus Gal's performance. I think that was so cringy to watch her, not even just her sing, but her interpretation of the evil queen singing.
I agree.
I mean, that was like the worst song.
I agree. The Waiting on a Wish song, I thought was great.
That was great. I actually enjoyed.
That was the Let It Go of the movie. You have that one song. That was the. I'm not gonna lie, Rachel Ziegler is a decent singer. So
I enjoy her in the West Side Story. So I mean, she can really sing. Very talented. And I also think too, what a lot of people.
I mean, you have to sing well to be Maria. So you have to sing well to be Maria,
of course. So. But I think also too, for me, and this is just my personal thought, not to get on the politics side, but I mean, Rachel had mentioned a lot of her political views, and I think that a lot of people look at her saying like, why did you say that and everything. She's not the first celebrity that has released her political views. I think honestly, personally and professionally, that should be separate at the gate. When you go into a movie, you watch the portrayal of them portraying a character. That wasn't my issue with her. Where I had the issue with her was when you're going to promote a character in a movie, you don't downplay the original of what it is based off of. You just don't. You don't do that.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
So her issue for me wasn't political; it was her PR.
Yes, exactly.
Her PR entirely, and this is not the first movie she's had shitty PR with.
Yeah,
she just doesn't have.
No, she's done it in every single movie she's been in.
She does. With every interview she does, she is dogging something that she's working on or something connected to what she's working on. And at some point it's like, listen, don't bite the hand that's feeding you.
100%.
You have to go out and you have to sell it to make the money. So at this point, I feel like Disney is going to lose money on this film, not only because of the length of how long it took for them and all the remakes they had to do, but because the lead actress put some really shitty PR out there.
Oh, 100%. And I watched
4 years before it came out.
Right. No, absolutely. I watched the original today, thinking, and I actually looked up all of her comments because I wanted to really come into this like I paid attention and actually did some homework for a podcast, which I know is shocking. But I literally watched her comments and that she's made over the past couple of years about this whole thing. And I watched the original and I'm like, I get why she's saying that, but you don't need to fucking say it out loud. You don't need to say it and attack what you're trying to promote. It cost him $280 million to make this movie. It's made like $114 million. You're supposed to make double the budget to break even.
Correct.
They're going to lose hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars.
I think it's projecting to lose about $300 million.
That's as much disgusting.
That's just like losing the Starship Cruiser thing over in Florida.
It's already down like 52% drop from opening weekend.
43 million to like 14 million.
And I also think too, Courtney, you actually touched upon what I was going to mention, that it was 4 years, already before the movie came out. I think honestly, this movie has been greenlit, put on pause, in production, everything. I think it was like something that was just building up for so long that it took so long that like by the time it got released, people just completely lost interest in it. It's like, can we just get this thing out so we can move on with our lives? Yeah. And also too, I have to mention,
it should have gone to Disney Plus, honestly.
That's actually that was my next point. It should have, honestly, and I know Disney wanted to try to make the money back, But when you automatically know what the outcome is going to be before it even hits the theaters, release it on Disney Plus. I guarantee you it probably would have done much better than releasing it in theaters, because also too, the visual effects in this movie were very crappy. Like, you can tell where the actual props were to what CGI was. And that's
it was
like
bad.
It literally looked like a college filmmaking project. If I can actually be very honest.
Disney Plus should have gone to Freeform.
And let's be completely honest about another thing. If it's taking 4 years, we're saying we prefer some of these things to go direct to Disney Plus. Also, there is a huge part of the Disney fan base saying we don't want live action remakes for a lot of things anymore. We're tired. We're burnt out on them.
To that in a second too. I have a point to that question in a second.
Right. And then just a couple more things just before I forget them. Rachel's outfit was too bright. It was too animated. They needed something to be like fit in more, as OG always says, like he always adds like an E to the end of it. I'll say live action-y. It needed to look more realistic. And also with the dwarves. I don't know if you guys have seen the movie based off of Roald Dahl's BFG.
Yes.
Like, I absolutely love that movie, by the way. See, it fit in that realm, but the dwarves kind of reminded me of that, and it didn't really fit in that realm. But
it looked like Polar Express.
Yes.
Yes.
It had like that. It had like Polar Express meets BFG. Like that's kind of. But also too, if there's now this isn't a Disney adaptation of Snow White, but if anybody wants to see a good live action Snow White, it was a movie that came out in 1987 titled Snow White, where Diana Rigg played the evil queen. It's not really based off of the Disney version per se, but it is a very good retelling of the Snow White story. So if anyone wants to see a good live action Snow White, 1987's Snow White starring Diana Rigg.
Okay.
Well, I like the Huntsman
Thank you,
with Charlize Theron, and I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah.
A couple questions from Entertainer here. Go ahead.
Kelsey says you're expecting out of this world fantastic graphics when it's taken 4 years to create a film.
100%. You're expecting something.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And George Entertainer remembers that.
Entertainer's a couple questions here, a couple comments. Gal Gadot was at least better than Evil Queen than Marwan Kenzari was as Jafar, the live action Aladdin. I disagree. Gal Gadot did not do a good job at all. That's just my opinion. And then he also, Entertainer also says, Sean and George, do you guys think Jonathan, the love interest in Snow White, was a carbon copy of Eugene Flynn Rider from Tangled? 100%.
Yeah.
I literally thought it was freaking Flynn Rider when I'm like, this is like just like Flynn Rider.
This is where it kind of, for me, it's kind of like a double-edged sword. Like, they didn't add the prince because they didn't want her to have a love interest, but then she ended up falling in love anyway. So what was the point? They still could have added the prince into the mix. I don't understand.
So Jonathan's not the prince; he's just a random guy.
He's just a bandit. He's literally Flynn Rider. He's a
stalker. Weird.
Oh, he's a bandit.
He gets caught in the beginning of the movie trying to. He breaks into the castle while she's cleaning it. So in the original, she's outside cleaning the steps and stuff. In the movie, she's cleaning the floors of the castle. Has all this food laid out. He's trying to steal some of the food. She tries to give her some food. They catch him, put him in the shackles. Blah blah blah. I went to the bathroom at that point because it was like 10 minutes in. I already had to go to the bathroom, and then it was Flynn Rider. It was literally I don't know. It was so bad. And then Dopey talking. I mean, it's just the worst part. I can't get over that, and it's the worst thing ever. Then
Entertainer, you can't ask the same question 2 weeks in a row. We love you, buddy. Come on.
There was so much comparison to Lord Farquaad from Shrek.
Oh my goodness.
With her hair. And then at the end of the movie, literally, they're all in these white outfits dancing at the big, where we won, we beat the queen scene.
Yeah, a lot of people were questioning the fact, were they doing a rendition of a Puff Daddy house party?
Yeah, everyone's wearing white.
And it was a Diddy party.
Yeah, literally, a lot of people, like, when they seen that, like, they were putting that in comparison that it was a Diddy party. Now, of course, I'm for sure Disney didn't have that in their mind, but I mean, like, they just kind of tied that in there. But yeah.
Well, there are people that hate Disney enough for being woke that are going to make that association regardless.
So the party was a mess at the end, I guess.
Well, okay, so I want to ask
Joey.
Oh, no, I was just going to say I don't have a lot to add because I haven't seen it. I'm not in a rush to see it. I was going to see the movie Paint Drying at my theater, but haven't had time.
That's probably at least get a 5.5.
But I just think as unlikable that Rachel is to anybody. Oh, jeez. To anybody older than 24.
No, we're not going there.
It just looked bad. The trailer, the dwarves. I mean, it just was not very appealing.
You know, I've said like since we started Walt's Apartment podcast, this has been a topic on this show is Snow White. This is the 4.5 years in. The first thing we talked about was a Disney Insider reporting that the village burned down, the set burned down like years ago.
Right.
That was so damn long ago.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask Sam, Courtney, and Joey a question. I know we're all big Disney fans. We make the effort, to go see these movies when they come out. We're going to go see it. I'm going to start with you, Sam. Why did you decide? I mean, you may have been busy, but why did you decide not to go see this? Do you have any urge to go see this?
I
and
do
why?
Not.
Okay.
One, because I've not seen a Disney live action in a very long time that made it worth seeing in the theaters. I would have been fine seeing all of them direct. Like, there's nothing about any of the previous Disney live actions that I'm like, remakes that I'm like, yes, I want to see this. Two, Rachel Zegler gave a lot of bad PR. If you're going to shit on what you're working on, why the hell would I want to go see it?
Yeah.
And three, my daughter wasn't interested in seeing it. So
so that was the real reason.
She actually, Haley, I was having a conversation about the movie on the way home today in the car. And she goes, Mom, I heard that movie was crap. She's 9.
She's right. Tell her she's right.
Wow.
She's 100% correct. Excuse me. Joey, why did you not go see it?
Well, I
did.
The number one answer, of course, is Rachel. Like I said, she's very unlikable to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, if I were to talk shit about my job, they would tell me, well, go find another job. So
big facts.
But also, I just haven't had time to even see movies that I want to see right now because it's a busy time and I'm just not going to go out of my way. I will probably eventually see it if I have like a down day or down evening, or wait till Disney Plus. Also, not a big fan. What?
I would say if you want to get down, you can go watch this movie. So I mean, if you need to bring your mood down, it's not good.
Oh,
sorry.
If I want to get out,
that didn't make any sense. Forget it. Move on.
Is that what?
Weird.
But
weird.
Yeah. But as over as I am of live action remakes, I'm actually excited for Lilo and Stitch and How to Train Your Dragon.
Don't talk about Lilo and Stitch yet. We'll talk about that in a second.
Oh,
but
I take it back.
Okay. Okay. Courtney, how about you? Please give it all to me, Court. I texted Courtney last week and said, "Will you please come on next week?" Hit me. Give it to me.
Because I have very strong feelings about this movie.
I couldn't tell. I
was in the room. Right? You can't tell at all. I was in the room both times that they announced Snow White in 2019 and 2022 at D23. 2019, there wasn't a whole lot of information about it. We just knew that they were going to do it. And I said, I don't really need a Snow White remake, but I will probably go and see it because I see basically every Disney movie. Cut then, years later, they bring it out again. And this time we have a little bit more to look at. Gal Gadot comes out and Rachel Zegler both come out. Then start circulating her interviews. which was at D23. These comments that she made was at the D23 Expo. You don't do that at the place that is feeding you. I'm sorry. And where the biggest Disney fans are all congregated, and you just announced this big movie, and then you go and make those comments on the press row of D23, that's where I had a problem. And it was after the weekend because we were in the room, we were doing other stuff. So then my sister starts showing me all these TikToks, and it's her and Gal Gadot, and Gal Gadot is trying to save her ass. Really, she is. She's, she says one thing, she says this, she's trying to negate what Rachel's saying. She's not having it. Rachel goes even further. And then she, then she's saying again, she literally tells them, she does a weird thing, and then she starts saying that, she doesn't like the original Snow White. It scared her. She's only seen it once. She doesn't like it at all. Never picked it up again until 17 years later. I'm like, then why did you take the role then? Like, I don't get this. Like, number one, everybody's mad because you're not what, is originally the German description of this movie, which is fine with me because I've seen lots of other Snow White adaptations where even Kristen Cruick from Smallville, who played Lana Lang, who's part Japanese, played Snow White. So I really don't care. And she was a better Snow White. Like, I'm sorry, but so I don't care that she wasn't as white as snow, but you've already had the haters say all this. And then she goes and says all these disparaging things about the original movie. And then she goes and literally says that who knows what could happen about her co-star Andrew's part. Because it's Hollywood, baby, and they could leave his part on the cutting room floor.
I remember that. Like he can get cut
How
out for
dare
one.
you?
Yeah.
What a bitch.
How dare you say that about
Sean,
one of your co-workers?
Stop. Remember what happened last time we went against her?
I'm okay with it this time.
Well, we're not streaming there today.
How dare you
so.
say something? Yeah. Okay.
All right, now,
Bring it on.
Now, Courtney, now tell us how you really feel.
I know, right?
Oh God,
Courtney never holds back. I love that.
I even went. Okay, but see, I went and saw her in West Side Story. I actually liked her in West Side Story. I know she can sing because you don't get the part of Maria without being able to sing. But then I saw her press for West Side Story. And with Rita Moreno sitting right in front of her, she disparages the original West Side Story. What the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing? Like, seriously. Then she goes, and I saw Shazam, which she was in that. And it was a terrible movie. It was. The first one was good. The second one was terrible. I get it. And then she goes, oh, I just did that movie for a paycheck. What? Like, you don't say that. You are paid multi-million dollars to like promote your movies, and all you do is disparage it. I cannot like you. I will not give you my dollars to see anything else that you are in. So along comes The Hunger Games, another big time franchise. And she is the star of this, prequel to this movie. I did not go and see that movie because at that point I was so done with her and her comments about Snow White that I was like, I am not giving you any more of my dollars. I'd rather give it to Disney Plus, where I know it's spread out between everything else, and that you just get a little bit of it. And I have A-list. I don't even pay for movies, and I was like, I'm not wasting an A-list on this movie. And also, I didn't, the CGI doesn't work. It just doesn't. The dwarfs look horrible. And to know that Dopey speaks, that makes me mad too, because Dopey in every rendition of it, he doesn't speak. Dopey is supposed to not speak. It's like the seven dwarfs is the seven like emotions or whatever it is, but like Dopey doesn't speak. Right. And like I just feel like Snow White's been done so much better. He's supposed to be this fun little character, but also there are ways to promote a movie and give regards and hold the past in high regard of what it meant to get you to where you are, and then to say, hey, we're going to do we're going to modernize it. And Lily James, all of the princesses that came before her, even Halle Bailey, the girl who played Jasmine, like all of them did such a better job saying, hey, we love the original movie and love what this princess stood for, but we're looking forward to modernizing her and to see where this character can go. Not that like, oh, she was a damsel in distress and oh my God, she's not going to be like that in my movie. Like that gives off a totally different vibe of what the rest of the princesses were doing in their press releases. And I'm sorry, but Ginnifer Goodwin from Once Upon a Time is the best representation of modernizing Snow White. She was a badass. She was a bandit. She took charge of her kingdom and she took it back from the evil queen. Now that is how you modernize Snow White.
And she didn't even know
not
she was
whatever
Snow White
this
at first.
is going to be. Exactly. So
Guys, should we
I've
just
just
leave
seen
it
it
with the
done
two
better,
girls talk?
and I
I mean,
didn't
that's-
like the way that. I mean, Rachel, there was a better way of presenting it.
Oh, 100%.
It's not what she said, because I totally agree that it needed to be modernized. All of the movies needed to be modernized, but don't disparage your coworkers and don't disparage the original source material that got you to where you are. And if you don't like the character, then you don't get to be the character.
Man,
I
I have
mean, she
so
even
many
disparaged
sound
the
clips I'm going to
ride
pull
at
from this.
Disneyland.
Well, especially a movie that
You know,
the
she
foundation of the company is on too. I mean,
That's after watching it today.
Exactly. There is
Joey,
a
when-
reason why the dwarves hold up the team building. There's a
Yeah.
reason why the dwarves hold up the team building. It's because this movie, or the original movie, is what built this company. And you had that in your hands and you just crushed it. You threw it away. And it is so bad when the son of the producer of this movie had to put out a tweet about how bad and rude and a brat you were on set. That his
It's-
father had to fly across the country to reprimand you. Which he has every right to do, because you are losing him money and you are paid to do
He's
a
your
job.
boss.
Yeah.
If I make my boss look bad, guess what? Not only am I going to be reprimanded, but I'm going to
You
be
get
fired. And look at this.
Kelsey
Fire.
says,
I'd love to know Disney's explanation for keeping her on the cast after blowing it at D23. They wasted
think-
too much money and they were too invested.
they were already
and
committed.
gonna
They
find
had
out
to
about
go
it.
forward.
Exactly.
Then
I
Kelsey
think it
like
was
the
already
comment.
like done and imposed.
I think
on
honestly,
them.
if all this would have transpired like in the beginning of like the production and of everything, that it wasn't so far down the pipeline, they would have kicked her in the can, long back.
100%.
But, yeah, but it was just so far into the pipeline that their hands were tied.
Kelsey's comment there. says-
But it takes a lot for me not to go see a Disney movie, and
Mhm.
I think this is the only movie that I have never seen in the theater. And like I said,
Kelsey-
I have AMC A-list, so like I
Right.
pay monthly. I don't even pay per movie, and I
Right.
wasn't going to waste
That's
a
fair.
thing on it.
Kelsey says, if you don't like the character, you don't get to be the character. In quotes, Courtney, gold.
Gold.
That's- gold.
Hashtag gold.
All right, so I just want to make sure, Courtney, you're not going to go see this in the theater, correct?
Oh my gosh.
I'm not seeing it in the theater.
Best movie ever, I feel. Listen.
You're okay. Hey, we all have our
I will
feels.
probably turn it on and watch it on Disney Plus.
Okay, that's fine.
I mean, I've always said that I will probably watch it on Disney Plus.
Let's take
because
another break.
I know my money is being spread out through the entire platform, so it's not just going to Rachel Ziegler,
Let's pop a break
which
in here.
I now
ahead.
have no respect for her at all. No respect.
Love it.
You're waiting for the sequel. 91.3 The B is a good friend of mine, guys. So
Okay.
Okay.
he's starting a new YouTube channel.
They won't
so
let
if y'all
them
wanna
with their
follow.
comments.
Let's take a
Oh,
quick
he's
break.
trolling.
We'll come back. I want to talk about a couple more things. George, you good on time?
Oh, I'm good. Let's do this.
Okay, perfect. Let's
Well,
come
we're
back.
done
Let's
with
hear-
Snow White now, right? Done with Snow White at Walt's apartment?
Actually, yes.
Yes.
Before we go to our break, after 4.5 years of discussing this movie on Walt's Apartment podcast, I am happy and proud to say that we will not talk about Snow White anymore on this show. So, entertainer, no disrespect to you. If you ask any more questions about Snow White, we're not going to answer them. I'm done with it.
They will not be.
Obviously, all the hosts are done with it at this point. It's time to move on and come back and talk about our next topic, which is Lilo and Stitch live action. Why are we all excited for that one? We'll be right back.
Let's go.
Sunken City Designs brings you art. Do you like art? What about Disney characters like Mickey Mouse and the Oyster Thief? You know, that's actually from Alice in Wonderland, the best princess movie ever made. Also, we have some dwarfs that have their heads ripped off sometimes. Why? I don't know. It's because it's Sunken City Design. So go there, sunkencitydesign.com. Get yourself some great merchandise. You got posters and, I believe, clothes. Who knows? I got a cup from there, and it's fantastic. Do you like cups? Do you ever use those? I do. Go for it. Oh yeah, sweatshirts. Can't forget about those. If you're ever cold, get yourself a sweatshirt from sunkencitydesign.com. Also, Wall-E. You know, that's the best movie ever made. Second only to Alice in Wonderland. All right. If you also like Walt's apartment, they have merch for that too. Where? sunkencitydesign.com. Hopefully you've already loaded up that site and you're looking at it and you have some items in your cart. Go ahead and check out as soon as you can because the show's about to come back on. All right, everybody. We appreciate you.
All right. Kevin says that Wall-E's the best movie ever. He's so wrong, but that's okay. Anyway, we're back. Let's talk about. Okay, so we all say we don't like live actions. We're not a big fan of them. But raise your hand if you're excited for Lilo and Stitch in a month. So there's five of us.
Before, but now
there's
I am.
5 of us, and we all raised our hands.
It's not that we don't like them. I think we've said it before. It's we don't need them, but when a good one actually does come out, we do appreciate it, and we'll, actually say it was good or not. But we don't need. I don't think.
I mean, yeah, I haven't had any issue with any other live action. I mean, like I said, I've gone to see them all. Like, I just think others are better than others for sure. But Snow White was the only one that I felt.
What's your favorite?
A need not to go see. My
What's your favorite
favorite
live action?
is Aladdin.
Mine's the
Little
Jungle
Mermaid.
Book.
Oh, okay. Mine was the Little Mermaid.
Yeah, mine too.
Little Mermaid was good. I like Little Mermaid.
But also another thing, like with Little Mermaid, like it did great in the box office, but I could have waited for Disney Plus to see that, to be completely honest.
Sure.
I think what makes me the most excited about Lilo and Stitch live action is that they're actually going to like have to challenge themselves to make this something that they can sell to us. It's a challenge for Disney. And I want to see what they can bring us. Like, let's go.
I mean, what they've done so far, I think it looks great. I
remember like when they made the announcement, I was like worried beyond worry.
Everyone was.
Like, how in the world are they going to transform this into a live action? Like, is it going to be...
I was worried about it.
Like, is Stitch going to look like half man, half alien with like the CGI, sort of like the dwarves? Like, it's going to look like Stitch, but you'd see the actor's face in there. It's like, how are they doing this? And then when OG and I went to this past D23, where they gave us the first sneak peek of Stitch kind of taking over the presentation, and he came on screen, and the whole Honda Center erupted. Like, it was like you would have thought like the Beatles walked out on stage or something. Like that, it was like that crazy. And I thought, okay, they got him down, and it's like, okay, well, it's going to take more than just get the character correct. It's like they got to nail the storyline. And right after I saw the first trailer that came out so far, I took a little bit of a breath, like to say, okay, I'm liking the direction that it's going. And I can't remember her name, but the young actress who's playing Lilo, I'm calling it right now. She is going to be a star.
Yeah, she's adorable.
Yeah, absolutely.
This movie is going to project her career.
She's going to follow the Moana actress. She's going to follow Moana actress right into stardom.
Yeah.
You know what?
But I will have to say, on top of one last thing, and then you guys can tell me what you think. But even more special with this is at the time that it gets into theaters, Abby and I will be on the Disney Magic. So we'll get to watch Lilo and Stitch on the Disney Cruise Lines.
Nice.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
I like that. Yeah.
The thing I noticed about this was like with the preview, and I think Kelsey hit it there. I'm excited because it looks to be authentic to the original. which I know a lot of people don't like that, but I like the
Sort
fact that it does. But I like the fact that, and I don't want to get into other topics, but I mean, it's out there. Lilo is Hawaiian and her Nani is Hawaiian. She's not anything else. It's like she looks like she did in the. And I think George, you guys touched on this on your show last night. You were talking about it's authentic to what the movie, what the original was. And the other ones, people have had issues with you know, the last movie we just talked about, and then even with Little Mermaid, people had issues with the characters being changed. And I think this is you see this, and the little girl, like George said, she's gonna be a freaking star. It looks just like the cartoon. The little girl looks just like Lilo from the cartoon, and I think it looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
I like what they've done with, like, you know, I know Courtney and Kelly have both issues with how the aliens were going to look, and you guys were worried about how they were going to look in live action, and I think they did a good.
Yes.
From what we've seen so far, they look pretty good.
Well, that's why I'm saying is like sort of, because yes, the human characters look authentic to the original, but the aliens, I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but I have seen on the internet that people do have a problem with Pleakley not being dressed in drag. But like I said, we didn't see a whole lot of it. So Pleakley could still dress in drag later on. We don't know. But I do like the fact that he's going to change into a human form. I like that change from the original movie, because I feel like to do that in live action the way that they did it in animation would be just too simple and too boring. So I kind of like that he's actually going to change form into a human, and that's how he blends in. But like I said, you know, we didn't see a whole lot of Pleakley and Jamba, so we don't know if, you know, Pleakley's not dressed in drag, but that was a big contention on the internet after the trailer dropped, is that Pleakley was not dressed in drag.
Well, and I think also too,
we saw such a small part.
And again, I have no issues with Pleakley being in drag. You know, that's part of his character. That was part of, you know, who he was. I think if you're doing a live action where it would kind of be a little bit more realistic to the fact, where if you saw a one-eyed green alien dressed in drag, automatically humans still say, yeah, that's an alien. So I think that they went the route to kind of make him full human. So to the optic eye of an actual human looking, you couldn't tell that he was an alien. And I think that was the route that Disney wanted to go. And also to the fact of,
which is totally fine.
Yeah, I'm totally fine with that too. And that's where like certain subtleties I'm okay with if they kind of change it up, because I don't want to see beat for beat of the animated film, but I also don't want them to go off the rails and do something completely out there where it doesn't harken back to the animated classic.
Sure.
Yeah.
Correct.
Joey, Sam, what are you guys' thoughts?
I agree with George on, I don't like when and I've said this before about this exact live action remake, I don't like things that are an exact replica. Be authentic, give us that same energy, but like give us something that we weren't expecting. So that's what I'm looking.
That's why I really don't like The Lion King, because that literally is a shot-for-shot remake of the entire film.
Yeah, and the other thing about that too is they can't really call that live action. There's no live action to it. It's all just call it the CGI version of The Lion King. You know.
Yeah.
High def.
I know.
High def.
But I am also not a big fan of Beyonce, so.
Oh yes. Queen, whatever. No.
But kind of like echoing what Sam and Courtney just said, that's one reason why, and this is kind of like an unpopular opinion, but the reason why I like Dumbo so much, because it's not a carbon copy of the original and stuff. But I think this looks great. I think I do like the idea of them, like Courtney said about, you know, they're not going to be in disguise, just giant aliens wearing a mustache and glasses to hide that they're aliens. You know, they got tech that's going to turn them into human and stuff. So that's a great move. I like Lilo's outfit. I mean, it's not her dress from the animated, but she's got the shirt and overalls. So she looks like what she should look like. So, and I just hope, you know, coming from, you know, always loving watching that coming attraction show, I love trailers, but now like so many trailers give away so much of the story. So I'm good now with just that one we got. I don't need to see anything more. I'm going to see it, and I don't want to see anything that's going to give away some new storyline that should be, a surprise in the movie. So. But I'm excited. I think it's gonna be-
I want to be surprised a little bit during the movie.
Just please flood it with Elvis music still. Please.
Exactly.
Please. Please.
Oh, I think it is. I think it's 100% going to be.
But I think also too, I agree with Joey. I think like of what they released as the trailer, just leave it at that. We don't need trailer 2, trailer 3. Like, just leave it at that. I mean, it already did its work. I mean, over the first weekend it got released, it was 158 million views.
Yeah.
That trailer, and that was like just absolutely crazy. And I do also have to give a shout out, because I was really curious of who was going to play Mr. Bubbles, and the fact that they got Courtney B. Vance to play him. Yeah. He's a great actor. I loved him in Law and Order: Criminal Intent. I thought he was phenomenal, and also husband to Angela Bassett. So that's
Bassett.
That's Angela Bassett's husband, really?
Yeah.
Lucky bastard.
Yes, they're married.
and I've said this on the show before, but I wanted Ving Rhames since he voiced him because he looks just like him. But seeing Courtney B. Vance, not Courtney up in the screen there, I thought it looks great.
It does.
I'm excited.
It
really
always weirds
excited
me out that my first name is also a guy's name.
Hey, mine is spelled like a girl's name. I've been told my name is spelled like the
I
girl's
mean,
way
my
it's
name
spelled.
is Sam, so
It's really Samantha, but it's okay.
no, it's not.
Yes,
Don't call me that.
I don't know. It's just
But-
weird to see Courtney as a guy's name. It
I think Disney's very smart to put this out when they're putting it out right after the other movie. They knew that they had to bounce back and bounce back quick. So I think it was smart in their planning. Let's get this out of the way, and let's get the Memorial Day weekend and kick some ass again. They knew
They've already marketed it a lot more too.
Oh,
with posters,
absolutely.
For sure.
trailers.
Yeah.
So
Well,
Super Bowl
that's
trailer
the other thing is Rachel got so much bad PR that they couldn't market this film.
Sure.
Because it would just harken back to her bad PR. And the thing is even that second D23 and even at the Oscars, just at this last award circuit, when they put Rachel and Gal Gadot on stage together, they are very uncomfortable together, and you can see it. So I wouldn't want them doing press together.
Because we've
either,
already
you know
said
what I mean?
Rachel she needs reprimanding. She's a brat.
Yeah.
Is that why we didn't share to the other side
I'm just
tonight?
saying.
No.
Oh.
No, we did. No.
Probably.
No, we're
can't.
not.
We can't go on Twitter anymore. I don't know why.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was like, we're not sharing to them because that's where we got tore apart last time we shared
we're
these
fine.
opinions.
There's an issue with the Twitter, and I don't know what it is. It's fine. It's all good.
But really quick, I just want to add one more thing with Lilo and Stitch. I think
Kelsey, let's go together. Kelsey, we'll go together.
Stitch is very marketable. Like even back
yeah.
to the animated film of how they promoted him, like he would interrupt the other Disney animated features, like he would interrupt like Aladdin.
He's Deadpool.
I wanted him to do that with live action.
He is.
That's
He's
such
a
a
version of Deadpool. He really.
That is such a good analogy, Sam. He's Stitch.
And
Just
I'm
throw
gonna,
him everywhere.
here's the thing. That movie came out how long ago?
Oh,
2003.
2003. I was in 7th grade. I have now
that makes me
gone to
feel
high
very
school,
thought she was going to say
graduated
diapers.
college,
Like, don't
and
say
been
diapers.
teaching for 13 years.
Wow.
And my 5-year-olds right now are obsessed with
Oh,
Lilo
sorry,
and Stitch.
2002. 2002.
Oh, there's
2002.
no
even
reason
older.
it's so good. And
2000, like my 5-year-olds, they don't like, kids don't grab onto things that quickly.
my kids love Lilo and Stitch. I've watched that thing thousands of times. I've watched that movie thousands of times.
It's funny, like with Abby, it became a little run-on joke because I call her my Stitch because
Aww.
like when she's like really sweet and everything, she's Stitch, but then when she gets angry, I'm like, 626 is coming out.
What does that make you, Angel? Then
That makes me Angel. Yeah,
Aww.
So she's Stitch, I'm Angel. Yeah.
It's gonna be good. I'm really looking forward to that one. I don't really look forward to a lot of live actions, like I think like all of us have said, but that one, it's got a little something else to it. And I'm a huge Elvis fan too, so I think that's part of why I'm so excited to see it because I I
But
never.
also the
Yeah, me
authentic
too.
Hawaiian culture needs to
Yeah,
be brought forth,
yeah,
and with the authentic Hawaiian music, which I
and
think
it.
will be there will be a good balance.
Disney's done a
I
much
think.
better job about that the last few movies.
Yeah.
They're actually getting decent cultural buy-in. Like they did
Yeah.
really well with Moana. And
Mm-hmm.
I think they realize that that's a necessity, that not everything can be
Mm-hmm.
whitewashed per se, for lack of a better term.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
They're getting
correct.
authentic buy-in from cultural representatives that are
Sure.
part of filmmaking. So like Taika Waititi, for example, like yeah.
Well, you already see it with a guy like in the cartoon or the animated is the guy that kept the ice cream kept dropping off his cone.
Yeah.
And you see a
Right.
bigger native Hawaiian guy do that, but it was
Samoan
shaved
guy, yeah.
ice. I mean,
Yeah.
just a little, yeah. So I mean,
Right,
just that little
yes.
touch, but I mean, yeah, I think
It's gonna be
they're
good.
going to. So
I'm so glad that they got Disney and Chris Sanders were able to like meet in the middle again for him to like reprise, because Chris Sanders is Stitch. Like that's not even just his character, like that is his movie. Like, so I'm so glad that he was able to come back as Stitch.
I want to do one more break. Well, we have one more break. We're going to take our getaway today break and come back, and I want to talk about something really quick, and then I want to dive into your new channel, George, and hear a little bit about what you guys are doing over there. So let's take our last break, hear from Getaway today, come back, wrap this up, and move on to next week. Let's go. We'll be right back.
It's been a great show so far, but who's ready for an ad break? Did you know that the best way to keep our shows going is by supporting our sponsors? So let's get to know more about the travel experts at Getaway Today. They've been helping to make vacation dreams come true since 1990. And whether you want to visit the happiest place on earth or to travel to Orlando for a most epic adventure, they are there to help. Are you trying to find out which hotel is your best option or which theme park tickets will work best for your visit? Are you concerned that you might need a last-minute change? No worries. Their travel experts will help you out. Looking to book a cruise but don't know where to start? Hey, they can help with that too. They will find the perfect cruise for your vacation, whether it's your first time or you're a well-seasoned cruiser. When you book your cruise with one of the Getaway Today experts, you will have a dedicated agent to help you every step of the way. They take care of the details so you can have the most fun. Getaway Today offers peace of mind travel, allowing you to cancel or make changes up to 72 hours before your trip. You will always have the most up-to-date vacation information, both pre-arrival and upon welcome. Getaway Today guarantees the best prices, with no hidden fees, and every time you book through Getaway Today, they will donate a portion back to a charitable organization in your area. And so far, over $4.5 million have been donated. So go ahead and dial 1-855-GETAWAY, that's 1-855-438-2929, and be sure to tell them that Walt's Apartment sent you. Or just click the link in our show notes for more information and the best deals to start your Disney, Universal Studios, or cruise vacation planning. What I'm trying to say is, if you like to travel, check out Getaway Today. All right, so now it's time to get back to enjoying that view from Walt's apartment. Let's get back to the show.
There we go. Thank you, Getaway Today. We appreciate you as well. So I have a question. All these. I'm gonna talk about popcorn buckets and just like not even just popcorn buckets. I'm gonna talk about buying more than enough stuff. I don't even know way to word this. So you have people that buy too much stuff and then resell it, and it's a problem.
Resellers, man.
Resellers.
But here's the deal, though. I don't understand. I got a picture here. I'm going to share this picture really quick here. So you have this gentleman here. This is taken a couple of days ago at Disneyland. He has looks like 20 of the Death Star popcorn buckets. Is it his fault for buying that many, or is it Disney's fault for selling him that many so he can go resell them to make money?
I think he had minions with him. I think he had minions with him because I don't know. Disney doesn't do a good job of enforcing their rules, but they do have a rule that you can only buy two. But No, but like, I mean, but if you go to different, like, if you go to Cat Sacco's Kettle, where you can buy that, or
Mhm.
you mobile order it from Galactic Grill, they have no idea that you already bought one
Right.
from Cat Sacca. So, I
Oh, that's
mean,
a
you could
good
get
point.
away
I
with
never thought
buying
about
at least 4.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, you could
Yeah.
at least get away with buying 4 of them if you get a limit of 2 at each
It's
place.
more so like a
But I think that
combination.
guy had minions.
It's more like a combination of what you were mentioning, Courtney. I think like if you have multiple people and then you have the different locations, because as far as I know, when I was there for Season of the Force, they were they were selling them in the popcorn stands in Tomorrowland. They were selling them at Galactic Grill. You can get them in Galaxy's Edge. So yeah, there was like multiple locations, and then you could just go up there and buy it. You can go on mobile order, and then and then if you have multiple people that are helping you, so you add all that together, thus you end up with like 25 Death Star popcorn buckets.
So yes, there are flaws within the system. Is it necessarily Disney's fault? No, I don't think so, because it's hard to police that. But it's an ethics issue on his part. He knows what the limit is. He knows how many he's allowed to acquire, and he's acquiring more. Do I think after that picture was taken that he should have a lifetime ban from buying any merchandise? Sure. Should he have a lifetime ban from the parks? Probably. He broke Disney law, essentially.
But again, like Courtney said, if he had minions, he could just be carrying them for all of his friends too. So I mean,
where are the friends then? Show me your friends.
If you can't prove it, you can't prove it. But I understand.
And it's also
too,
where at the end of the day, it also would look bad upon Disney, because at the end of the day, all they care about is selling
the money,
merch, and they're collecting the revenue.
Yeah.
They don't care really who is it coming from, but they're getting the money. And at the end of the day,
yeah,
but I get it at the same time.
Man,
but
they're really going to turn away $34? No.
No, but it's sickening that he's going to go sell each of those for $75.
So now, I have to say, I am.
No, yeah, I agree. I totally.
Now, I have to say, I am guilty of doing this. Now, not on this level, but this is actually what I do. There are times where I'll buy multiple popcorn buckets and I will resell them. But how I resell them is for the price that I bought them. And I actually include free shipping, because I do this as not to give myself a pat on the back, but for people who can't get to the parks.
That's different. I think that's different.
Yeah. For people who can't
Being
get
a
to
personal seller.
Yeah.
And being like an eBay reseller who's like
price gouger,
Yeah.
doubling the price.
And that's what I was going to ask was, is anybody on here a reseller?
This
because I hate those guys.
Get real
but I like you,
awkward.
George. No, because I've done it for like when people's like, oh, I'm getting this for like a friend who can't come to the park or stuff.
Sure.
And or
I mean, I did that.
Oh yeah,
Brianna got me the freaking the Pete's Dragon one a couple years ago.
Courtney and Kelly have done that for me.
Yeah, it's different. I mean, I think Jennifer asked
Yeah,
for
by the
these.
way, Kelly still has your ears.
I know. It's okay. It's fine. But like, I even follow like Facebook groups where they are Disney personal shoppers, and you tell them like, hey, I can't get to the parks, but I really want something that is in the parks, and you tell them what it is, and they invoice you and they send you the product.
I think that's totally different than what we're talking about. So.
Yeah, so it is. Personal shoppers are very, very different than these people who are going in and buying
30 of something or 20 of something.
Like if you know your limits and you're stepping your limits, I just think it's a disrespect thing to other park guests, and you think you are more important than everyone else.
Yeah, because there was a seller at the time for the last Pixar Fest. I ended up getting the Magic Key exclusive of Doug from Up. I got the Slinky Dog Sipper. I got the Pizza Planet truck. So I took them all home, and I actually got a message because I would sell them on eBay from a mom whose son is terminally ill. And he really wanted to go to Pixar Fest, but because of his condition, couldn't make it. So I ended up telling her, I'm going to actually cancel out these popcorn buckets. Send me your information. over. And I literally sent him the whole batch. And I said this was like a gift from me. But normally, as I said, if I do sell it on eBay, I sell them for the appropriate price. And I even pull in the shipping just for people that can't get out to the parks.
Kelsey said, next drop, we're taking my kindergarten class to Disney just to get them. I think, okay, I'm going to be completely honest. I think the reason that I am so against it is because when these minis behind me, the Mini Mean Attraction collection, when those were coming out, I used to fight for these things because I wanted them so bad. I have the ears too. Like, I had multiple pieces of merch from each one, and I couldn't get all of them because people were just buying them like crazy and selling them for $200 more. Like, they were going for like $200 a piece. They're like $29.99. It was crazy.
And I also think too, it's also under operations of Disney of how they sell things. Like, for instance, I went to 90s night at Disneyland. They had exclusive merch. The merch was gone before 7 p.m. The event started at 9. So because we can all get in at 6 p.m., they literally had a bum rush of people probably go, and they didn't have no cap on anything. So literally one person can go and buy 10 shirts.
Right.
That's sad.
You know, and I didn't even get a chance to even look at the merch for 90s.
I'm sorry, George. That's sad that other people were inconsiderate and rude.
Yeah.
That is a bummer, because I do know that this 90s night merch was better than the 90s night that I went to. That merch was just like a shirt, a pin, and like a patch, and that was it. Like, there wasn't really anything to it. So I know that this merch drop for this 90s night was a lot better. Like, and I'm sorry that and the thing is they had even said, I even saw online that they said that like whatever was left was going to be in the park next day, and I was like, what are you talking about? Because this is Tuesday and you still have a whole nother night on Thursday, and none of those people got the merch either because of what happened on Tuesday.
Well, and now Disney is now releasing to everybody the Powerline Max popcorn bucket from 90s night. So that tells me,
which I still can't get.
Yeah, they had probably like a huge stock like that was in the back, and they're like, okay, we got to get rid of these things. So they probably ended up putting it out.
Well, they're only doing it from the 4th to the 7th. So I was like, the one weekend I'm not there. Great.
Well, we can find you a personal shopper, Courtney, who can try and grab you one.
Yeah, I know, right? It's okay.
So that sucks. I mean,
I don't collect the popcorn bucket, so it's not that big of a deal.
But if you want it, I'll make it happen. Don't worry about it.
Speaking of popcorn buckets, Entertainer says the Goofy movie has released one. Yeah, that was the Powerline one, which is very cool.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah.
So let's bring it back home now. Let's bring it down. So we got George here from OG55, worldwide known, famous YouTubers, talking all things Disney. He's the Italiano, but now he has his own channel. And tell us about your channel.
So for the longest time, I've been wanting to start up my own YouTube channel, primarily for Disney. I didn't know in what way and what content. This was before I came on board to Orange Grove 55. And I just kind of put it on the back burner, left it. And I thought, in all good time, whenever it, comes, it'll come to me, and after being on Orange Grove 55 for 6 years, I literally just celebrated my 6-year anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
26. Thank you. And so I thought, you know what? I think I adapted, like being comfortable in front of a camera, talking to people, interviewing. And I thought, well, I'd like to now dabble into my own YouTube channel. But I told OG, I was like, I'm not leaving Orange Grove 55. And I thought, well, how about we can get, in the words of Hannah Montana, the best of both worlds? How can I, how can I have my own YouTube channel, but we could also expand the Orange Grove 55? And I thought, well, it'll be my channel, but it'll also be part of the sister channel to Orange Grove 55. So it's basically
sounds like Disney Universe down here.
Yeah.
So it's literally OG's channel is basically like in studio podcasting, commentating, round table discussions and everything. Where with my channel, it's like on the scene in park vlogging. We do what we call bar chats. So basically, that's a segment where everything that we do in studio, but we do on location. Like we'll go to Trader Sam's, or we'll go to Moe's Tavern at Universal, or we'll pick a location where we can have a roundtable discussion in park. And then Abby and I also do food reviews. You know, we do Lunar New Year, we do Food and Wine, and we also go to other parks. I just dropped a video of Abby and I doing the Boysenberry Festival at Knott's Berry Farm. So we cover that. And then I also do a lot of like the after events, like with 90s Night. We're also going to Star Wars Night, and just a bunch of different, it's not just based off of one thing of just, you know, like how a channel just does one thing. Like I cover a multitude of things like within the park's domain, and it's something literally for everybody. So if you're into food reviews, if you're into roundtable discussions, if you're into like after hour events or special Disney things, you could basically find it on Citrico Central.
It's good stuff. Like I said,
Are you going to Universal Fan Fest?
I am, April 27th.
Are you going to Fan Fest? Oh.
Yes.
Okay. We're going May 11th, so.
Yeah, your channel is cool, George. I think it's cool, and I think it's a great compliment to the OG channel, because like you said, that's more in studio doing just conversations. And then I've watched a lot of your guys' stuff so far. I haven't watched the Boysenberry one. I watched your Food and Wine one. I thought it was really good how you like put it into like a couple days that you guys were there and tried all the stuff. Did you try the pickle whiskey bourbon?
No.
Dude. Let me tell you.
Wait, Sean, tell me about it.
Oh,
I will say though, the food at Boysenberry is way superior than a lot of like for Food and Wine and Lunar New Year and everything. I don't know. Knott's, it just for some reason they just hit all the notes, and a lot of the things have boysenberry in them, which you would think like boysenberry flavored wings or you know, something that is more savory, and you're thinking, oh, how would that fit? But for some reason it works. So I
boysenberry wine is my favorite.
Yeah, definitely. But also too, I also have another video Abby and I did, which will be coming out soon. And we basically went to Disneyland. we did a part 1. We're going to be doing a part 2 on April 9th at DCA. And it's order what the person in front of you ordered.
Oh, that's fun. That's creative. I like that, George.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I
George
think
and Abby.
it's just something fun. It's something different. And a lot of people don't really do that at Disneyland. So we thought,
that's scary.
We'll give it a shot. But there are some funny moments in there I think you guys will find entertaining.
Absolutely.
I look, I'd be behind somebody that was vegan.
Yeah.
Or they like ranch. And then you're like, oh god dang it, now I gotta deal with ranch.
I was like waiting for
I don't. I hate ranch.
Oh.
Don't tell Abby
No,
that.
he doesn't like it. Joey doesn't like vegan.
But I told Abby, I was like, watch, it's gonna be our luck. We're gonna be like stuck behind a family of 8. Like, and there's only like 2 of us. And I'm like,
oh, so the thing is you have to get all of it. You have to get everything they ordered.
Oh, geez, I just thought you got to pick something. Oh my god. Oh wow.
No, whatever literally they order, whether you like it, whether you hate it, whether it's multiple of something, whatever they order,
you have to get it.
You have to get, and you don't
and
know
eat it.
Yes.
Oh wait, you just tell me. You just say so you just like walk up to the front and say like whatever they just ordered. That's what we want. Exact order.
And they ring it up. Yep.
And you don't even know what you're getting.
You don't even know what it is until you get it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that takes on a different twist.
That's
Wait,
crazy.
Can we do this, guys? Like, let's go to the parks together and we'll do it.
We should do it at Rogue Comic Con.
Go to all the different vendor
I haven't
booths.
seen that. That's good.
Hey, George, we're
I'll
gonna
do
borrow
that,
your idea
Trader
for Comic Con.
Hey, go for it. The other thing I asked is just give me a shout out.
Yeah, we will.
Absolutely.
We'll be like,
Absolutely.
listen, idea. Citrico Central.
Here, I have it here because I forget
Citrico
to.
Central.
So
yes,
Citrico Central.
Yes, it's a good
tongue
watch.
twister. It's a tongue
It
twister.
is.
Yes.
So yeah, we'll be like, we got
George,
the idea from this channel.
We did. I appreciate you, George, taking the time to be on with us tonight. You're absolutely
No,
amazing.
absolutely. I always enjoy coming on. have a blast talking with you guys, whatever the conversation is. I would love to come back more on other segments that you guys have.
Of course.
Especially that Imagineering one. I think I would have I'd have a field day on that one.
We'll get you. I'll get you in touch
For
with
sure.
Amanda. She'll set you up. Amanda does all the stuff for that. But yeah, I would love to have you on.
And you're always welcome on Extra Magic Hour. We talk about
Extra Magic
everything
Hour
on
is our
that.
is our park show. It's just all theme park.
Oh,
stuff.
nice, awesome.
We have Mad Tea
Marvel
Party,
Tribe's
which is
coming up too.
yeah. Marvel Tribe is coming back. Mad Tea Party is.
Hey, if I could join, you guys just reach out. Whatever the segment is, as I said, if I could do it with my schedule, I'd be.
You got it, man.
George, join us on our absolutely free Discord. Let's plug that
could.
for a second.
Oh yeah.
Join us on our Discord. You can just basically pop into any of our chats, see our schedule, and anytime you want to join, I don't think we have a problem with you joining any of our shows. So
100%.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Come on whenever you want.
Joey,
I'll crash the party.
Absolutely. We appreciate you, man. Joey, thanks for being here, buddy. Thanks for being you. I know you got big things coming in your future. I'm excited for you. So I'm excited for all that stuff. So then Courtney.
Yeah, we got a fun
Go ahead. Fun what?
Oh no, just I got some fun stuff coming up.
With elements
we're
of
getting
fun
ready for our
YouTube?
month-long Star Wars.
Elements of
that,
fun.
Yeah,
Let's
I'm going
go.
to probably put out a D23 hockey video, maybe if we got enough footage. But I got a pretty awesome Star Wars interview lined up for our Star Wars month shows.
Heck yes,
on
Knights of
DU,
the
so-
Republic. Let's go. Oh, sorry, on DU.
Well, that too.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, Courtney, Neverland Clubhouse, Extra Magic Hour. Thank you so much for all you do. We appreciate you. Thank
and
you
Knights
for
of the Rogue Republic now.
and Knights of the Republic, and thank you for being so candid and giving us your honest opinions tonight about Rachel Ziegler. We really appreciate it. I didn't know how you really felt, so now I know.
We always know how Courtney feels.
I'm playing with
And
you.
Kelsey for winning the comments tonight.
Yeah, Kelsey crushed the comments tonight. Nice to have new people in the comments.
Love you, Kelsey.
Extra Magic Hour is next on my list. That's my favorite show.
So Kelsey, Extra Magic Hour, we don't do live, but I will make sure you know exactly where to listen if you want to listen.
Maybe we should.
I mean, I'm down for doing everything live. It's on everyone else. Like I would do everything live,
But and
I
then
don't
last
mind
but
it.
not least, Sam, the podcast princess, is back. Thank you for coming back. I'm glad you had a nice break, and I hope you're recharged and rejuvenated. We got a busy 6 weeks. We got a busy
We are.
6
Let's
weeks
go,
ahead
Jerry.
of us. Busy 6 weeks ahead of us, getting ready for Rogue Comic Con in Medford, Oregon, in the middle of May. Lanessa from Rogue Comic Con's board will be on the show for Family Night on the 30th this month.
Okay.
Talk about Rogue Comic Con.
Perfect.
We'll start plugging that and we'll get everything just going. I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you for last week for taking over. I won't be here in 2 weeks again because I got other plans, but it's all good. But is it 2 weeks? Yeah, 2 weeks. So, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah,
You're
the week
literally
before.
fired.
The week before the.
Yeah.
Hey, I deserve a break too.
Mhm.
It's not, but shake your head. No, Courtney. Why
All
you-
right,
We had
big-
lots of breaks.
All right, big pop.
Oh, but okay. I'll tell you why when we get off. How about that? How about
I already know why, and I don't
Okay.
care.
So we'll get off and Brandy,
Brent,
thank you.
Thank you, Brendy. Thank you to
Extra
everybody
Magic
that
Hours.
tuned in.
Yeah, appreciate all of you. And until next time, go ahead, Sam. Hit us with it.
We hope you enjoyed the view from Walt's apartment.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome. Disneyland is your land. Here age relives fond memories of the past. And here youth may savor the challenge and promise of the future. Disneyland is dedicated to the ideals, the dreams, and the hard facts that have created America. with the hope that it will be a source of joy and inspiration to all the world.